Welcome to another web presentation by Proactive Web Development. This webinar is on how to compare web hosting companies. Presenter, myself is Jason Olson. I'm the founder of ProactiveWeb.net. 18 years of experience as an internet developer and 14 years as an information technology engineer. Got certifications from Microsoft, including MCSE Security, Cisco CCNP, Citrix CCA, and CIW Web Professional. So what we want to do is look at how to compare web hosting companies, and it can be quite a mystery. Referrals are always a great place to start. However, independent research is always valuable, but most research and marketing is biased. The most typical thing we're seeing a lot is free and unlimited, but these are very appealing at front, but they're empty. There is no such thing as free or unlimited anything in business. Everything has a cost, and resources are limited. We don't buy unlimited hard drive storage or unlimited internet. Everything has a limit to it. So you have to ask yourself, how are they providing unlimited services? And the reality is there's a cap to these things. Typically what happens is there's hidden limitations, which lead to things like performance issues, slowing down of the websites, or another question you need to ask yourself is, do you really need unlimited resources? Here's a couple ways we strive to be different. One is we offer the right platform. We don't offer unlimited service plans. The second is we have a unique technical support approach. We have very high uptime. We have fantastic server performance, full service hosting and web development, and then security. And one of the things I'll say is that most of these aren't the questions that you'll get by just looking at the Q&A of web hosting services. They often try to compare how much storage they give you, or how fast the connectivity is to the internet. The things that really should matter is it the right plan? What's the level of technical support? How good is the performance? How's the uptime? And how good is the security? So we're going to give you some information about how we approach these and how they're important, and hope you ask the right questions when you're comparing companies. Our first thing is we offer the right plan. Unlimited plans are really not unlimited. Why would a company like CNN or Fox pay tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars per month for their websites if they could simply receive an unlimited plan for $19.95? They might claim unlimited, but they really have limits, and typically it's the expense of reliability and performance. Places like CNN and Fox pay large dollars to ensure that they have great performance, and they pay significantly for their storage. There is a difference in quality. Now, you might not be a CNN or a Fox, but at the same time, unlimited plans still may not provide you the performance you're looking for. In fact, we see a lot of people coming over from unlimited plans to our limited plans and receive better performance. And that's what we're saying here. Instead, we provide you plans with ample resources based off of your needs. We base our plans off of what you're going to do with your website and provide the right amount of resources and bill you accordingly. It's a lot easier to see, what do you need? Let's bill you for what you need within a limited scope. And sometimes you'll pay more, sometimes you'll pay less, but you'll always get the performance you're looking for, as opposed to unlimited plans or large plans, but they really can't provide you. They're assuming that you're not going to need everything that you actually use. The second thing I'll talk about is unique technical support. Each technical support person we have is a web engineer and a guru themselves. We don't have entry-level positions that train on your important website. All of them have multiple certifications, be it from Microsoft, Cisco, or CIW. And each one of our technical support people have over 10 years of experience with web development, web hosting, web networking, or various other elements of that. So you're not getting someone that's got 1 or 2 years of experience. We know how to move websites. We know how to get them up, down, send them out, help you with email. We're very, very experienced in this, and every one of our technical support people fit this criteria. And what this means to you is we don't use flowcharts. We don't have question trees. None of the basic stuff. We're huge wait times waiting for it to be escalated. We don't have some first person you talk to that takes care of your simple questions, and if not, then you have to wait for the right person. Here, the first person you talk to is more often than not going to be the right person because they have the experience and depth to handle your requests. You are typically directed to the right resource the very first time. And the biggest thing is, not only do we support your technical hosting needs, but we also support you and your business. It's not about just providing you access to your website, but making sure your website is performing the way you want it to and that it meets your business objectives for a website. The third thing we're going to talk about is high uptime. If your customers cannot reach your website, then why have one? And a lot of people don't realize that poor accessibility to your website negatively affects your search rank and position. This is both, can they get to your website and is it performing well? We use industry-leading technology to ensure very high availability. We have industry-certified technical engineers ensuring the very possible end-user experience. Our networks aren't thrown together. They're not simple white box servers. We're using name brand and networking components to ensure that you're getting excellent service and quality. And these have been engineered and architected instead of just plugged together. When comparing uptime, there are two important numbers. The most common one we see is just the term uptime, or what we would refer to as the opposite of unplanned downtime. So what we do is we take the amount of time your server is down, and then we take out the time that we knew it was going to be down. These could be planned maintenances, such as installing software that comes out from Microsoft or Red Hat. It might be updating our infrastructure. We might take the sites down to perform this maintenance. And so typically we refer to uptime as the opposite of unplanned downtime. And the key word there is unplanned downtime. The word that we hold ourselves to internally is what we call true uptime. This is the real percentage of uptime, including the planned downtime or maintenance, which means this is the real number of hours or percentages of time that your website's available. So, or we might call this the opposite of all downtime. The entire time your website's unavailable, whether it's planned or not, people still can't get to your website. Nobody really cares that your website is planned to be down for maintenance. That's still not acceptable. People still can't get to your website. So our goal is to minimize all downtime, whether it's planned or unplanned. So we use a measurement called true uptime. Most companies use the first number because it looks better, and honestly, it is a fair judgment of their abilities. There's only so much control as a hosting provider we have over Microsoft sending out updates and us needing to apply those. And so the majority of companies use the first number, uptime. We don't count unplanned downtime. However, we like to advertise our true uptime. These are including the penalty from planned downtimes. And the majority of companies have an uptime between 97 and 99%. Take a look at the fine print, you'll see what their uptime is. However, what we like to do is boast the fact that our true uptime for the prior 365 days, as of this presentation, is 99.99%. Let's compare the difference. What's the difference between even a hosting company that suggests that they have 99% uptime and ours, which we say is 99.99, and that's actual measure. That's not our goal or objective. That's actual numbers that we just pulled yesterday for our server uptime over the past 365 days. And if you call us at any time, we can run that report and give it to you in about 2 minutes and let you know exactly what it is across all of our systems. But a site that has 99% uptime means that they find it acceptable or okay if over the course of a year, 87.6 hours of downtime per year. That means 87 hours per year your website's not available because of downtime. And since they're using the not true uptime, that's 87 hours of unplanned downtime. In addition to that, there is planned downtime. So it's much higher than 87 hours. It can be even higher than that. Well, again, remember, we use the number of true, so we are including downtime. So this is worst case scenario. We're saying that over the last 365 days, the total amount of time your website's not available to the internet is 0.8 hours, less than 1 hour during the entire year our website's not available. And that's using our true uptime calculation. But let's look at the websites. A lot of the unlimited plans. If you look at them, they'll say they're guaranteeing that they're 97% uptime, which is a whopping 262 hours per year. So when you look at this and you evaluate and ask yourself, well, what's the differences between these percentages? They're actually very, very important. You want to choose a company that gives you really good uptime. Forget about marketing or self-pride. Our actual numbers, measured numbers for the last 365 days, is 99.99%, which is just under an hour of downtime for the entire year. So let's talk about server performance. Instead of simply providing web resources, we've designed our network from the ground up to provide fast performance for leading CMSs or content management systems. And CMSs are very slow. They run a lot slower than a traditional, what we call static website. But we've designed ourselves that not only do we run static websites really fast, but CMSs, content management systems, very, very fast. We've looked at places like WordPress, Drupal, and Joomla, which are very leading CMS systems. We've designed our systems to run these very quickly. We also have custom applications. We handle them at no problem. We can take your needs for a custom application and make that run well. All of our packages are based off of performance instead of misleading unlimited plans. If you look at our plans, we'll call out things like Drupal or basic static or advanced applications. We price based off of those tiers instead of saying oh, this one has more storage, this has less storage. It really doesn't matter how much storage you need. It really matters what type of programming are you running and how fast that runs. So we base our plans off of that. And we also don't provide single servers in a box or a box for your needs. These aren't little white box or custom box servers that are put out one-offs for your servers. We have a virtual infrastructure which is dedicated and tuned for optimal performance. Here's an illustration. Here is showing our Zen server infrastructure. And you see here we've got multiple servers here that are used to run your website. And then we've got a backend storage, a very, very high performance running network. It's not just a box. Multiple boxes run your website for both stability, high availability, and great performance. We also talked about us being a full service in hosting development. Most companies are either hosting providers or web developers. Hosting companies focus primarily on hosting and then provide you very, very basic website design services, usually very template, very cookie cutter. Get you a basic website up and going really quickly. We won't take away from that. But your flexibility is very, very limited as far as what they can provide on the web design element. Or you go and hire a web designer or web developer. They give you these gorgeous looking websites that might provide a lot of functionality, but they are really hands off on how well it runs on other people's services. This sometimes ends up in finger pointing between, is it the web hosting company, is it the web developer? But we provide end-to-end hosting and development, so we can ensure your website is performing exactly how you want it to. We can adjust the programming if necessary. We can adjust the hosting environment if necessary. We control all ends. There's no finger pointing, so you have the best experience possible. And then lastly, one of the most important things is security. How secure is your data? Is it just sitting inside some business, perhaps just behind a locked door? Today, web threats, hacking, data losses are super commonplace. And you don't want to put your brand name on the line when there's a breach in security or data loss. So we use very high levels of security to avoid this sort of data loss. All of our servers are owned and operated by Proactive Web, and all data is encrypted as it lies on the drives. They could physically, if they could get to our servers and walk off with a hard drive or the entire box, and all your data is encrypted. In fact, even to get to our servers, there's 3 factors of authentication required to physically access it. You have to have a photo ID to enter into the first lobby area, proximity card with a multi-digit PIN to get into the interior lobby, and then we require biometrics of things like fingerprints and retinal eye scans to get onto the floor. And then after you're on the floor, you still need the appropriate key to access the appropriate cage to access our data. So there's high levels of physical security. And then once we're in there physically, we still have the data encrypted on our drives. All of our backups are maintained securely offsite with FIPS-compliant encryption. Talking high-level government-grade encryption for our data that's stored offsite. So let's summarize. We use right-sized plans, the plan that meets your specific needs based off of your web environment, not based off of size. We have highly trained support staff at all levels. We have 99.99% uptime on our servers. That's less than 1 hour of downtime per year. Our servers are performance tuned and right-sized for your environment. Full service hosting and development. There's no finger pointings. We can take care of it. In fact, it's very common for us to bring over clients from other companies that have gone out of business and maintain that software. We also have high security. We're talking government-grade, online banking equivalent type security, both in the data encryption as well as physical security. And we provide all these benefits to you and more with what we would say reasonably priced hosting plans for all of our customers. So we challenge you. Ask your current hosting provider or other providers you're looking at how well they compare to these features. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you so much for your time. Here's our website, proactiveweb.net. You can go on there, click on the Contact Us link, and we can get back to you with any questions you have. We hope you enjoyed listening to this presentation. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks and have a great day.